Hello, good friends. Today's discussion would fit into the realm of philosophy. I have been thinking a lot about questions that will fit into life itself, the meaning, happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction. What prompts me to be taking a good look at these is the present state of our existence, starting from my own primary constituency, the Igbo people, to humanity at large. I look at people everywhere, billionaires. In fact, I have lived with very wealthy people, both in Nigeria and in the States. And one thing that I have noticed consistently is the lack of fulfillment, the absence of happiness. Naturally, as a thinker, as somebody who thinks compulsively, I began to think, why is life so empty? Why are people so fulfilled? I used my own life, my own experiences, to better understand what people are going through. As a very young lawyer, I graduated rather very young as a lawyer. I believed that the world was ahead of me. The best of cars, an apartment in Victoria Island, the toniest part of Lagos, or Ikoyi. I believed that that was what life was all about. I did not really get the things I mentioned because I've never been really out to make money. But I think other things that happened in my life helped me to understand that even if I had gotten those things, I might not still have become satisfied. Okay, here I am today. I'm not living in one of the choice areas of the United States, but I have lived in one of them because some friends invited me to stay with them for some time, and I observed the lifestyle of the rich. I observed their lives. It was still as empty as the lives of all of us. What happened then? I began to reflect, I began to look back. My ancestors generally lived fulfilled lives. The wealthy ones among them, like my great grandfather, Ezanyezu. Ezanyezu was a very wealthy man. My grandfather was also a very wealthy man. I got to learn about their lives by asking questions, asking people who knew them or who knew the people that knew them questions. And I compared what I learned to what I read in Things Fall Apart on the other literature, other Igbo literature that talks about our life pre-Christianity. I also listened to Igbo songs because great information is stored in our music. The two figures I mentioned lived good and fulfilled lives, especially Ezanezu and Ilona to some extent. I thought and thought and thought to discover what went wrong. Why were they fulfilled? And today, the wealthiest people in the world are not fulfilled, their lives are empty. I'll use something that I gleaned from Things Fall Apart to make a case. When Moya, Okonkwo's first son, left the ways of his ancestors, became a Christian, Okonkwo, his father, looked and saw into the future. What did he see? He saw chaos. He saw that the society which he was looking at through his family would be in chaos, in anarchy, not at peace, after he had gone. He also saw that when the members of the family, or the members of the family who had transited from one path to the other, appear to commune with those who are still in one side, that there will be nobody to talk to them, nobody to reason with them, nobody that they would or that they could discuss with. And for the family to be complete, the three elements have to be work together. Those that have gone, those that are still around, would come together and God will be with them. Chukwu will be with them. But what Okonkwo saw was that because Moya left, what he saw was the Igbo society falling apart. Those that have gone, who are still around, appearing and not finding those that are still around to work with for the betterment of the society. Of course, if the two cannot come together, God cannot be with them, Chukwu cannot be with them. Okonkwo, in despair, summoned his children and gave them an option. If you want to join Moya, step out, declare your stand and receive the cost that Moya received. The 5 sons, including the youngest that was 4 years, did not take up the invitation to receive a course as Moya received a course. But see the point I'm trying to make. Our ancestors had this asset that we lack now. They could look into the future and see that there was they looked into the future and saw that there was a reasonable chance of the family remaining one. This is something that almost no Igbo is sure of today. I have a friend, she lives in the United States of America. Her plan is to relocate to somewhere in Africa in 10 years' time. Meanwhile, the children will be here. I know friends of mine that have gone back to Igbo land, and the children are here. Let us look at this thing from the physical angle, not from the religious or the spiritual angle this time. What joy could be greater than a man or a woman living to a ripe old age, and at the point of expiry, all the children and grandchildren gathering around him or her to receive blessings from him or her, and then moving on to be with the ancestors. with the other members of the family had gone. What joy could be greater than this? But this is not happening now. What we are seeing is families torn apart completely. And majority of us are not giving it any thoughts. Some dear friends of mine added me to one of our old students' associations recently. I posted a video where I discussed our history as Israelites. Not one person bothered to say, Remy, what are you talking about? It seems normal to us that a man produced 10 children. That man is in one of the communities in Igbo land. The 10 children are scattered all over the world. To us, it's normal. Okay, let us take it to the spiritual realm now. This son is in Redeemed Christian Church. This son is Catholic. The other son is Anglican. Some are becoming Muslims now. When their father or their mother who has departed appears to discuss with them, what will bring them together? What philosophy? What religion? What culture? What language will they discuss with? What language will they have discussions in? So the contemporary human being, you see, I've left the Igbo and now swinging back to humanity. I dealt with the Igbo because the Igbos held together far longer than most of the people in the world. But what afflicts Igbos is what also afflicts others. Too much materialism without much spirituality. So, with families disintegrating, societies disintegrating, how could people be happy? You have gone, you take a step back, nobody is waiting for you. Even if you want to transmigrate or to reincarnate, probably those around do not make it easy for you. So how can people be fulfilled? It takes a fool to be fulfilled when the situation is as it is. If you are a thinking person, you will see that there is no basis to be happy. Thank you.